email address. Varsha, you can start now.
Okay, ma'am. Good day to one and all present here. Let us grace this workshop with our college prayer and Tamil Thai Vartha, as a day without prayer is a day without blessing. Please join us for this prayer.
Namo Ariyantanam, Namo Sedanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vachaya, Namo Loisavasamunam, Meso Panchanamokaro, Sava Pavapanasano, Mangalanam Shesa. நீராரும் கடலொழுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அது சிறந்த திராவிடர திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறையுதலும் தலிதனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் வளர்த்த இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை நிறமையாத செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே.
Thank you. It is my pleasure to welcome you all for today's workshop on Retail Knowledge Series 11, The Digital Future of Fashion, organized by the Center of Excellence Retail. My hearty welcome to our beloved Secretary, Sir Shri Abhaya Shri Shrimal Jain Sir, our Associate Secretary, Shri Ashok Kumar Mehta Sir, our Principal, Dr. S. Padmavati Ma'am, Vice Principal, Dr. S. Rukmini Ma'am, our Executive Director, Mr. Balakrishnan Sir, and the speaker of today, Shri Subham Jain, founder, XR Co-Chair. Shri Subham Jain is a creative entrepreneur and an architect. He is currently heading XR Co-Chair, the world's first international digital fashion collection platform. He started XR Co-Chair with an aim to eliminate at least 50% of the waste produced by the fashion industry every year by leveraging the potential of cutting-edge simulation technologies and techniques. He is an associate architect at Edmund NJ Architects, Singapore, designing and executing large-scale building projects, developing skills, and experience in communicating contemporary forms and spatial experiences. Apart from this, his areas of interest include eccentric utilization of technology, working in the intersection of fashion, arts, and architectural discourse. Now, about XR Culture. XR Culture is the world's first international digital fashion collection platform, having a surrealistic collection of digital clothing, footwear, and accessories that are produced by expert craftsmen and can be worn in a digital space, a photograph of oneself. XR Culture collaborates with a filtered pool of multidisciplinary digital fashion designers and artists, creating a paradigm that provides an opportunity for the new generation to satiate their creative quest, align with sustainability values, and revolutionize the contemporary fashion realm by leveraging technology. Thank you, sir. And I hope you enjoy this session.
Thank you, Varsha. Thank you so much. Before starting with the session, we have our Executive Director, Mr. Balakrishnan sir, among us. So I would ask our Executive Director to have a few words, share a few words with us.
Very good afternoon, one and all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shubham. Thank you, Arna ma'am. Thank you, Divya. Thank you, Radhika and Varsha. Thank you to the entire team at COER, Shasan College. This is a very interesting session because the first time I met Shubham and what I understood, and then a couple of other interactions that we have had along with artist Sridhar, we realized that there is a huge opportunity sitting amidst us. A very young person, but with talent that can serve the industry in such a way that it would save lots and lots of money. At the same time, creatively, in no way less competitive with anyone in the world. And the showcase that he has done and the kind of work that he has already contributed, with which we have tested one or two cases, has been extremely receptive. And no one would believe that this work has been done at such a competitive pricing. So that's the talent that we are speaking to. A very young and dynamic person with the talents in different parts of creativity. And we look forward to Shubham's words and insights that we are going to learn. And fashion has so far been only with, let's say, a particular realm of people. But today, with the advent of technology, we are seeing leaps and bounds of changes that's happening in this field. And we would want Mr. Shubham to share the insights that will be helpful to everyone in the fashion industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Over to Shubham Jain, sir.
Thank you, Bala sir, for the lovely introduction. Thank you, Varsha, for your introduction as well. And Aruna ma'am, thank you for having me here today. So I'll just share my screen here and talk to you about how what I do at Exactio and how digital fashion is revolutionizing the fashion industry that we know of today. Right. Let me see. Okay. So you guys able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there seems to be some trouble with my Zoom here. It's sad when you're talking so much about technology and technology lets you down.
Technology always challenges us.
Yes, very true. Just give me a second. Let me see what's going on. Is this working right now? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Very much, very much.
Okay,
Yes.
great. So I don't know, my video just went automatically off, but okay, I'll just carry on like that. So EXA Couture, as in EXA stands for extended reality. As we know, extended reality is basically a combination of what's real and what's virtual. And couture, as we know, is basically a high-end fashion that is usually handmade, tailored, fitted. And I call it the nexus of reality and virtuality in the fashion realm. So you'll know why I call that. Okay, so what is digital fashion? Digital fashion is basically a representation of your physical clothing, but in a digital format. We created using 3D software tools such as Glow or Marvelous Designer, and they can be made look as real as a physical garment. So you look at a garment in 3D today, you wouldn't be able to differentiate if it's a photo of a garment or if it is just something that's been made in 3D. And so what are the kind of opportunities? I'll just start off with, let's say, some kind of opportunities that generally digital fashion has, and then slowly I'll move on to what I do at Extra Couture. Okay, so I guess, all right, so opportunities wise, so there are many opportunities here, but today I'll just talk briefly about some over here. That's mainly about 3D design, digital wardrobe, and virtual photo shoots, and probably a bit more about gaming as well. So how does it work is basically just 3D designs. As you do it in your physical world, you first create 2D patterns of it, and probably using your software such as Bircher or any CAD softwares. You first create a 2D pattern, and then you make the physical garment out of it. But here now, from your 2D garment, we get into the 3D world, and with just using software such as Clo, we construct these 3D garments, and that can also be made to measure. So these 3D garments can be used, let's say, for your styling purposes. Let's say on a website, let's say if you want to do, if you have your own brand here and you want to do a photo shoot, but if instead of going for a photo shoot, you can just probably create a 3D garment, have those renders and upload it on the net. So here you see is the blue jacket here. It's not a real one, but it's just a 3D form. And we rendered like a 360-degree video of it, which is, I don't know, say if you can see it playing here. So it just, you can give like a turntable kind of view, and you can basically have any kind of, pose done for it, anyhow you like to, put it on. And apart from this, so once you create this in 3D, you can also use it for immersive reality, like say putting it on virtually. For a lot of stores right now, they're offering like, virtual fitting services where you can just walk into a store, probably you'll have some mirror, and then, you can try that garment onto yourself. So, but the basis of it is again from 3D. You need to create that from 3D, right? Okay. All right. So the next use case is like, imagine the 3D garment for your Instagram. Let's say a wardrobe that's for your Instagram. Everybody has a physical wardrobe. Everybody has their physical clothing, which they use for an everyday basis. You need to go out, you go to school, you wear this 3D clothing, you wear your physical clothing and go out. But what if you can have a 3D wardrobe, like a wardrobe clothes only for your Instagram? So, I mean, we've been offering, let's say, we started off by selling clothes in a physical store, and then we moved to e-commerce online. But what's after online? It's virtual garments. What if we can sell these virtual garments? Let people wear these garments virtually on a digital environment, like a photograph of oneself. So I'll play this video here for you guys to understand more on what 3D fashion is. Right. Sorry, were you able to hear the video with the audio as well?
No, sorry. In fact, I was about to ask you that. We were not able to. It was only the video.
Oh, it was only the video? Okay, probably I'll play this video again at the end of my presentation. So I think there is a glitch right now. Even my screen resolution seems to be different right now.
Oh.
Okay, anyways, I'll just go about it, like explaining in words for now. So what you can see here at the back are real images of people, and on the left are pictures of the garments. They are all made in 3D. So what we do is basically take these pictures of people and fit these 3D garments onto the photo of the person. Let's say they can be shoes, a jacket, even a basic t-shirt to hoodie, anything. So all of this can be just fitted onto your existing photograph. and nobody would be able to tell. I'm sure you would be able to differentiate. If I had just shown you this photo, you would probably not identify if this garment was made only in 3D. I mean, it would look as if though it's just a real garment, correct? So, and it's not just, designs that you can think of physically, but designs that can based out of your fantasy, something that's mythical, just like this mermaid gown. People can even express themselves in a different way by, like every probably many of you sitting out there also would have had the fantasy of being a mermaid someday. And just with your digital fashion, we can make that fantasy come true. Like you can send in a photograph of yourself, probably lying in your garden or lying down on the beach, and we put this beautiful gown on you, ready for you to post on Instagram and taking all the likes. Right. So we have seen this trend very popular between influencers. You see, these are different influencers from different parts of the world trying on different garments here, from like just overall suits to even shoes, puffer jackets, and metallic suits. And probably these designs are something that you wouldn't have come across in your real world, because the kind of designs that we do here can something that can only exist in the digital realm. Let's say this metallic suit with this lime color on it, you wouldn't be able to find this fabric in real life. I mean, you go around Delhi, you go around Mumbai, Kolkata, wherever you go, you wouldn't be able to find expert craftsmanship to even build something like that. But in the 3D world, whatever you imagine can be built. So how does it work? It's very simple. Like you go onto the website, you just select a digital product, and then you upload a photograph of yourself. And within a couple of hours, our 3D tailors will just fit that garment onto your photo and send it back. So this can also be you. Okay. And yeah. So when I talk about influencers posting images on Instagram, we know there are like about every day on an average, there are about over 500 million photos and let's say 95 million stories getting posted on Instagram every day. And that's just Instagram. Then there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's LinkedIn. Like there are so many other social media platforms, and everybody wants to post photos on them with new clothes. So how do you make so many new clothes without harming the environment? So this is the answer. Digital fashion, you can just put on that photo, just use it for your photograph, put it on social media, and that's it. So we tried this in, let's say, in a B2B scenario in the real world. Like how does it, apart from social media, how can brands benefit out of it? So let's say you're a retailer and you just launched your new collection. You don't have the resources to go out for a photo shoot. You don't have the resources to bring in models from outside and probably hire a studio. So in that case, what you can do is, make your entire collection digitally and probably download photos or use existing photos to dress up models in your garments. So what you see here before is the photos I've downloaded from Shutterstock. And on the after image, it's the model wearing 3D garments of a brand that is based out of Chennai. So we helped this brand come up with their entire new collection within less than a month's time. And they were able to, use these images to go out and post on, let's say, bus stands, depots, even their own showrooms. So all of this, again, just using one computer. It was all done virtually. There was no physical garment involved. Nobody even met during the term of the project. Everything was just done completely online and virtually. So just beyond this, it's not just, just wearing clothes, but with the help of CGI, we're able to, add in different backgrounds. I mean, you can, probably take a picture and I could send you yourself to moon. You don't need Elon Musk to, go to the moon. You don't need to you don't need Virgin Galactic to be taking you to the moon. So, but with digital fashion, just, using CGI with technology, we are able to, create sensual images, mimic like even flowers, to adding it, creating unique sets with whatever is that possible with technology can be done. Let's say like, if you want to do a photo shoot of this kind, you'll be spending a lot of money to create a set like this. It will involve a lot of different players, such as like, photographers, you'll need stylists, probably you'll need somebody to design the set for you, and all these props, which are just going to be one-time use. I mean, you're going to use them for your photo shoot, and after that, probably throw them away. So all of that can be abolished with digital fashion. Then so I just want, okay, I'd probably like just stop here, just see if anybody have any questions so far about this. Like I mean, I hope Aruna, my pace is going fine and I'm able to explain in a good way.
Yes, but I have a query.
Sure.
For this, is there any requirement like such as distance or any background kind of any restrictions that one has to maintain for experiencing this 3D picture?
Not at all. Actually, not at all. That's a good question though. So as you can see here, I'll just go back to my previous slide where I had like many influencers, posting with the 3D garments. So you can see there are, everybody has a very different pose. They're in different backgrounds. The one sitting on the road, the other one's like in a very green landscape, the other one's just behind a building, and one probably in a studio. So there is no restriction at all to one how they can pose, how they can even what kind of garment they'll be wearing before the digital garment has been put on. So very it's very flexible, like anybody can just put it on. And it's not just these outfits are made for, let's say, this is for men, this is for women. It's nothing like that. Anybody can wear anything, irrespective of their age, gender, or size. I mean, let it be a 0-figure model or a plus size model, anybody can fit into these garments. And it's all about looking comfortable. Like, you want to post something on social media today, you want to feel like you want to feel comfortable in it, and you want to feel more confident about it. So that's the notion that we go about. We want to make you feel more comfortable, more inclusive, and be yourself, like be able to represent how you would want to be, right? So that's something that we try doing here.
Got it. Thank you very much. We'll have our
Shubham,
questions
if I may.
towards the end if it is okay. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, Shubham.
Yes, Bala sir.
See, what we are seeing is you're transporting us to a different world altogether in this particular session. So far, we have all been connected during this COVID situation by online. We have all started attending sessions online in Zoom classes and all those things, and webinars and stuff like that. But what you are sharing here in terms of knowledge and insight is there's a completely different world altogether, where the attire is completely something which you can stitch for the digital world. Is it limited only to the still photography, or is it also applicable to the live sessions?
That's a really good question right now, because this technology at the moment, what we have is restricted to still photography, but we are on the verge of developing for videography. And so once we tap into the videography world, people would be able to create, suppose TikTok videos, for IG reels. They should be able to, influencers, right? Specifically, they want to keep posting, dancing videos with different outfits. So this would be something, interesting to look in once it's possible in, with videos. But yes, at the moment, we are restricted to stills only.
Thank you. And right now among us, we have students from different backgrounds. Not everyone is from the fashion background, but if there is something who is not, they are interested in fashion, and if they want to pursue this as a option, as an area of passion, what is that you would recommend them to do?
Well, first thing, I mean, if it's a fashion student, I'll first address the fashion students out here. So let's say you're a fashion student and you are just graduating out of college. You want to launch your own label. So I know there are a lot of difficulties in launching your own label. You need like probably a boutique, you need a tailor, you need to source your fabrics. So yes, all of these problems are there in the real world. But when you come to digital fashion, if you know how to use this software, you'd be able to create the same garments that you're designed in the real and physically, but all in 3D. And you can put it out on your, let's say, your social media page or your Instagram, or let's say a platform like Exa Couture, where people can come in and wear these garments virtually. So instead of worrying about, producing these garments physically and thinking about the sizing, thinking about shipping, you can automatically cater to a wide range of audience, a wide range of customers, and not just restricted to India, because you don't worry about shipping when it's digital, right? So you can cater to an entire international customer base with your designs being worn to, probably you can even put it on a celebrity, even if you want to, promote it that way. Just download a photo of a celebrity and put it on them just to see, how it looks. So all of that is possible in digital fashion. And then once you see that, this digital garment is going really well, everybody is liking the design, then you can think about producing it in the real world. And then also think about, which demographic, like which part of the world liked your designs the most, and probably set up a store in that part of the city. So that's for the fashion students out here. And for the people who are outside the fashion industry, probably, like, I would say, I mean, there are many other ways like one can get into fashion. If you're, let's say, a business retailer, probably, or if you're into technology, you can probably, get into developing more and more about this technology and research more about it and look into the metaverse. I would say metaverse is a very big trending topic. I'll probably talk about it in the end of my speech, so I'll just say wait for that.
Thank you so much.
All right. So any other questions, or should I move on to my...
I think we can proceed.
All
We'll
right.
Q&A towards the end, maybe after 10 to 15 minutes.
Sure.
Session.
So I think I just have about 10 minutes of my presentation left anyway. Yep. So this is where I stop. Well, you'll be wondering why I'm talking about gaming when it's about fashion, but gaming is being, it's digital fashion is not new at all. It's always been there in gaming. People, if over here have been playing games, I'm sure you're aware that let's say yourself inside the game, you need clothes, you wear clothes. Other than the guns, you also need clothes, right? So Fortnite is such an example here. There are people, who are wearing, let's say, different costumes here, different designs. But again, all of this has to be made in the 3D world for them to be able to put in a game. And this market is a $40 billion market a year, just to wear 3D garments in a year. So you would ask this question, right? Why would I spend real money on something that is only virtual? Like, why should I wear a 3D garment? But here is your answer. Like, I mean, it's not something new. It is something that's been going on for a really, really long time. And I'm not just talking about, just regular games and gaming developers only wearing it, but there are brands that are teaming up with games to launch their products. For example, here we have Louis Vuitton. This was done like 4 years ago, where Louis Vuitton partnered with League of Legends. It's a very famous game. They made their own designs into 3D and let the people inside the game wear it. So what was the result of that? One, the brand was able to promote their products via a game, reaching an entire differently customer base. So today, like, you see retailers advertising on bus stops or probably your TV screens, but nobody's looked into the games. Like, and there are so many people, there are so many the new generation, the new kids, they play these games more than, they would watch TV today. They would, play these games more than they would go out today. So this is where the big brands have been tapping their new customer base. So that's something, again, with digital fashion. Games have been, digital fashion has been able to identify gaming as a very new customer base, and that's where they're spending their money, and games and people are buying it. So for example, this bag on the right, it's done by Gucci, and Gucci was able to sell this bag in a game for $4,000, but in real life, they sell this bag for $3,400. So this was very recent, just 2 months ago. This was a very big news for the virtual, everybody who's in the 3D fashion industry, for a brand to sell a product that is, because, when it comes to virtual, you want it for free. You want that product to be for a lesser price, right? That is the notion we go with. But today, we are looking at a different customer base. We are not looking at, the people at the age of 30 or 40 who have already, established their brand. But today we are looking at the customers who are just coming out of school, who are just, graduating from college. And these are the customers playing these games, and they are buying it. They are ready to buy a $4,000 bag inside a game rather than spending $3,400 for a real bag. And this is just one example, and there are a lot more. So one more. Okay. And yes, about the metaverse. So metaverse is a very trending topic right now. Even Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg has announced that Facebook would soon be launching their own metaverse platform. So what is the metaverse? Metaverse is basically, it's the next form of the internet. So what does the metaverse have to do with fashion? So it's everything what you do in real life, you're doing it virtually. And in the virtual world, as just like how you need physical clothing in your real life, you need virtual clothes in the virtual life. And we know everything what we do today is happening virtually. For example, just this lecture today, this workshop today is again happening virtually. So yes, the pandemic has definitely pushed us to go more virtual. And I'm pretty sure that in the next few coming years, everything else would, people, even if the lockdowns come down, people would, prefer doing these Zoom calls rather than, just meeting in person. So that is how close technology is pushed up virtually, and people are coming up with this metaverse. So in this metaverse, you can do everything literally from shopping online to even playing games, meeting your friends, or attending an AR Rahman concert. Probably AR Rahman can, do an entire virtual concert. He can just come in and sing in here, and you can attend that virtually. And everybody has a front row. You're inside that and you feel the same experience. So this is not something new again. This has happened before. Virtual concerts have happened before, and millions people have participated in it, bought fashion items only for these concerts. So yes, probably this is something that I would encourage everybody to look into. And yes, so this and I'm sure like a lot of them here would know about it, coming from a different fashion background, and of course the age group that we are addressing to today. So I would end my talk with this. Basically, everything now today revolves around sustainability. So unless your brand does not hold a sustainability value, you cannot grow, and everybody would look down to it. So sustainability is definitely the key, and technology is the tool. Imagination is the source, and digital fashion is the revolution. So just a quick fact about how sustainable digital fashion is. So let's say if you're able to produce a garment physically compared versus to digitally, it is 95% lesser in terms of your carbon footprint. And we know for a fact that 80% of all the clothing that we produce today, they all end up in a landfill, or they're generally incinerated. Like any garment that you're wearing today, probably you'll wear it for 2 years, 3 years maximum. And after that, you just throw it away, or you probably donate it. And then at the end of the day, it's gonna go inside a landfill. Again, so just ending my speech with this quote here: digital fashion is the new cult, and CGI is its most enthralling expression. So over to you.
Thank you very much, Shubham. So that was really amazing to know how digital fashion is really helping us. So we'll have the Q&As from the participants. Radhika, can we begin?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Participants, if you would like to ask question, please raise your hands. The option is available in the Zoom platform. So if you raise your hands, we can guide you through, and you can ask a question to Subhamjit, sir. I think, sir, there is a question in the chat box. Shall I read it out, sir?
It's fine. I'll just read it out here. So,
Okay.
can a layman without much technical knowledge use this technology without the support of the experts? Well, you don't have to do anything. But in terms of probably Reshma, you can elaborate. I just have a few questions for your own question. So, in terms of using this technology, do you mean use it as an end user or use it as a brand?
Sorry to interrupt you. Here I have what we have seen from the website is that when we post a picture, it is the expertise which is working at the background to select the photograph and to show the 3D experience to us. So is that really required, or as an individual who logs into the website, can I use that technology directly? Probably that is what she means.
Okay. Yeah, so you can directly log into. I mean, you can just you don't need any expertise here. It's just like a basic e-commerce, like how you would go on Myntra and look for, let's say, a new shirt. You just go onto the website, you select what product you want. But instead of you won't be receiving this in physical, right? So instead of waiting for that, all you have to do is just upload a photo on which you want to try that garment, right? So you just upload that photo, and within a couple of days, instead of you receiving it physically, you will receive it in an email of your photograph, the same photograph that you sent me. You'll have that photograph with the shirt on it.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, am I audible? Okay. I have a doubt, sir. Since you said this is virtual clothing and all that, can you please tell me who is your target customers?
That's a good question, Vasha. So the target customers right now, I would say they are mostly the Gen Zs, the millennials, people who are, who are fond of technology, who want to be the forefront of any new technology that's emerging out there. Somebody who wants to, free up their existence again with technology. Like, they are willing to try something new, express themselves in a different way. So that is the kind of customer base that I have right now. And of course the influencers who want to keep posting something new every day on Instagram.
Okay, so in future plans, do you have the idea of moving this virtual clothing to physical clothing or something like that?
Well, the idea is to never go physical at all. So I mean, it's all about sustainability here, right? So once you produce that physical garment, it's going to leave a very big large carbon footprint. So everybody's moving digitally. Why go back in the reverse?
Thank you, sir.
Arnab, can we have Mr. Subham screen to be pinned?
Technical team.
I think it's already pinned, but I see some technical. I mean, my camera is on right now, but I see a different wallpaper. I don't know if you're able to see me either. There seems to be a glitch here.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Probably let me log in through my phone. Maybe the PC has some, so that I can, turn on my video, because my presentation's anyway done right now.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I don't know. There seems to be a glitch again. Even from my phone, I'm not able to turn on my video for some reason. But yes, let's go on with the questions. Meanwhile, I'll try to even come back on my PC.
Thank you. Yes, Radhika, we can go ahead with the questions in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So another question from Venkatraman sir in the chat box.
I have missed out the chat because I came back online, right? So you will need, I need your help to read the question.
Sure, sir. With pleasure. A question from Venkatraman sir. In this reverse urbanization time, what can we expect from customers in tier 3 cities and towns? This is his first question. Do you want me to... Yes.
I'll answer this one first. So, okay, it's definitely not about leaving everybody out of this. I know everybody is moving towards digital form, and we are thinking that, tier 3 is leaving behind. But mind about this, but I think everybody has a smartphone today. Everybody knows how to access the internet, or at least even order their medicines online. Everybody knows that skill. So it's not about we leaving people behind and moving ahead with this technology. But I think at every point, at some point, you will involve these people, even though everything, in this 3D world, the digital fashion, everything goes online. But at the end of the day, there is a person sitting behind the computer working on it, and probably he needs a stylist to, be able to put that garment to see how it, comes onto the garment. And we are not here to replace physical fashion at all. I mean, today, sitting at home, even I need a t-shirt to come on to the, Zoom platform today. So we're definitely not here to replace or leave anybody behind.
To add on to this, Shubham, in this particular field that we are in terms of digital fashion, in the arena of gaming as well as the metaverse arena, which has already been existing for the last couple of years, though it is not very visible to the common crowd, but the young generation today are very much aware, and whether they are in tier 2 or tier 3 or the deepest place which is probably not accessible by road, but today the mobile technology and the internet is accessing everywhere, and there is no differentiation between tier 2, tier 3 or a tier 1 or an urban city when it comes to the digital world. So what that would be an add-on insight that I would like to add to what you have just replied to. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. I agree to every word that you just said. Yes.
So shall we move on to the next question, sir, from Venkatraman, sir?
Please do, ma, please.
Yes, sir, but I think,
Sir, I think he's not there in the session. He's logged out of the session.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, we'll wait.
He's back.
Technical team, can you open Shubham Jain, sir?
I'll try now and show the video that I was going to show earlier at my presentation.
Yeah.
We can see you now.
Yes. I just had to restart my PC. Yeah. It's really sad when technology lets you down. I hate it.
We are actually happy to see a youth icon behind the screen.
So are you able to see my screen right now? And I hope
yes,
you hear
yes.
the audio this time.
Yes.
You can hear the audio? Okay, great.
Audio is not coming. We can hear
audio is
your
not
audio.
coming.
Yeah, we can hear you, but not the video audio.
Okay, give me a second. Let me see if this works. Is it working now, the audio?
Not yet, not yet.
Sir, I think it's working, but the volume is very low, very feeble.
Which is a product from the web shop before a 3D tailor adjusts the product to your image. Now, your outfit is ready to be shared on social media. This is
Maybe we can replay it once more so that
yeah, you want to replay? Okay. Yeah, with the audio, I think it'll be better now.
Yeah.
I think third time.
Our generation lives in a paradox. On one hand, we love to express our style and creativity online. On the other, we want to reduce all the production waste that has a negative impact on the environment. The paradox caused by the unwritten rule that we can't be seen online in the same outfit twice. So how do we secure a better future while maintaining our creative output online? The Digital Clothing Collection, a series of virtually fitted fashion items that you only wear in digital space. This is how it works. First, you take a picture. You choose a product from the web shop before a 3D tailor adjusts the product to your image. Now, your outfit is ready to be shared on social media. This This is a new way of expressing our fashion creativity without leaving a negative footprint on the world.
Thank you. Thank you. How much does it cost? Just for an understanding.
Well, it depends on the garment that you're looking for. So on as per our products that's on the website, they start from like say $7 and they go up to let's say $130. So it depends on the creativity and the time that's put in for the garment. So we value the creativity that's there.
Okay. And is there any reason why predominantly the line is there's a trend towards the psychedelic form of garments on this? Is this towards any particular demography, or is it always like this on this?
Well, it's actually the iridescence. It's the color type, the fabric. It's called the iridescence fabric. So this is a fabric that has been in the forefront of digital fashion. So when you talk about digital fashion, this is the first thing that comes up. Reason being, the first ever garment that was sold digitally, it was based out of this iridescence. And our entire company is based on this. It's based on this, art form. So the most of the garments that you would see come up in that colors, and yes, they all look a little more psychedelic. Another reason being that we want to emphasize on that these garments are being digitally made. So even if people think that they exist in the real world, but to some extent we want to push that limit by creating designs such as they are psychedelic.
Thank you.
Another query here. I just now had a look at the website where the prices in Indian rupee ranges from 1,000 to 3,000. Do you think Instagram users who are really passionate about this, would they be able to really go ahead with this technology or use it at this price?
Okay, so the garment that you saw for 1,000 rupees, let's say if you had to make that in real life, how much would that cost you? Just a quick question. Sorry?
Maybe my guess would be 10 times more.
10 times more. So that's the answer you said. Like, see, whatever you're going to spend 10 times more for the real garment, I'm able to sell it at 1/10 of the price virtually. So that's the answer.
Shubham, the reason why you went into fashion when you actually pursued architecture for the benefit of the audience, your background in textiles and garments, and how this came about.
Sure. So, okay, I've always, so even before I got into fashion and when I was into architecture, I was always engrossed with technology. Like as a kid, I've always been wanted to, get into, I was more very tech enthusiast, you can call. And in architecture, 3D has been something from a very, very long time. Let's say even from the most from where I can remember, even 20 years ago, if I see, 3D has always been there. Like, that's the most basic, right? Today, if you want to build a house, you want to see that in 3D. But when it comes to fashion, even before you design that, if you make it physically, right, you have to, start with, let's say, sourcing the fabric. So you don't have the tools for 3D. So fashion is, let's say, 20 years later in terms of 3D technology. And about me, how I got into it is because my family is into manufacturing. And like as a manufacturer, I know how much waste one garment can produce. Let's say how much, how many liters of water requires to produce one pair of jeans. So much of textile wastage, water wastage. And I've been seeing that growing up. So I always wanted to change it. And as a tech enthusiast, I saw no better way than introducing technology into this field.
Thank you. Thank you. Coming from an industrial background, a family background of business, which has been one of the pioneers in the export business and among the top 10 exporters from southern part of the country. And your changeover and adapting to the digital fashion. How was the export scenario for you? The family business, your contribution towards it?
Well, that's a very contradicting thing, right? Because I'm completely against physical manufacturing, right? So, but that's the bread and butter, that's the brick and mortar business. So that's again, again, emphasizing on this point, we're not here to replace physical fashion at all. We still need physical clothing for our day-to-day life. It's just here to coexist. So we are living together, and the future we see is that probably it would be, let's say, 50% and 50. Right now, it's not even 1%, I would say, digital fashion. So at least in the future, it could be a 50-50.
And your business size in India?
Sorry?
What is the business size that you're getting from the Indian audience?
Well, to be frank and honest, like from the Indian counterparts, it's only generally B2B. It's never B2C, because I feel as a country we are still conservative in terms of what we adapt to in terms of technology. We are always kind of very insecure about our own photos being uploaded on Instagram. So that's something we are like way behind, I would say. So most of my customers come out from the US and the UK. But in terms of B2B, when I work with fashion brands, it's mostly the India, because of course, being your home, you're able to reach out to a larger audience.
Thank you. Aruna ma'am, other questions, please.
Yes. Our next question from Mr. Venkatraman is, what would be the customer buying behavior post-COVID for fashion category with respect to price points and specific to open-close buying ratio?
Well, that's a very technical question, but I'm here able to probably, I think it's more for the traditional fashion industry. So I don't know if I'm an expert to be answering on that question, because I don't call myself an expert in traditional fashion, but digital fashion is something that I'm still learning as well. So even I wouldn't call myself an expert in that. So I would just pass on this question.
Okay, fine. Yes, as you said, it's more related to physical fashion industry. What should be the ideal mix of online and offline channels through omni-channel? Marketplace listings and now WhatsApp commerce, and when will e-commerce in India focus on selling fashion at full price rather than selling at huge discount?
Well, yet again, I mean, I would say this is again to a traditional fashion point, but I would still, I mean, I would still try and answer this question from a perspective of a digital fashion retailer. Like, I mean, for me, it's okay, because these clothes never existed physically. So I was never, I never had to pick a price point between what I'm going to sell in the real, offline than online. So, but yeah, as we move forward, I know that a lot of fast fashion brands have come up with challenging prices. Let's say they try to sell garments that are low as 1,000 rupees, and people love to buy them because they are very cheap and they're available easily online or offline. But I would say that's a very big shame that we all even fall for that trap, because again, emphasizing on the amount of wastage that a brand like I wouldn't name brands, but a fast fashion brand would produce is just enormous, and it's a shame that we fall for this price point.
Thank you. And my question would be, since most of your business is from UK and US, in your opinion, when do you think approximately Indian retailers would adopt to this? And when do you think our customers would adopt this technology based on?
I wish it happens today. I wish it happens like right now. But yeah, I mean, it could see India is always behind in adopting any technology, and it's a sad truth. But yeah, even though we want to hide that truth, but we know it's out there anyway. So probably another year or two, unless everybody moves into the metaverse. Once Facebook probably launches the metaverse, people would more freely adapt digital fashion that way.
Thank you. Here, what we also see is the trend where Louis Vuitton has tried to take on the gaming population. So that's a huge opportunity there. Today, people try to advertise their brands on a television or a newspaper, but the trend is completely shifting towards reaching out to the audience on their mobile phones. And mobile phones and the gaming devices are today's biggest opportunity for customers to be reached out. And are there any other Indian insights that are there, or Asian insights for that matter? apart from the global brands?
In terms of with gaming in a virtual environment, as far as I know, there are none in Asia. I would say it's mostly it's the big fashion brands like Gucci and Louis Vuitton, probably Balenciaga. These are the brands who have only explored the space because everyone looks for a commercial value. At the moment, you will not find any commercial value when you look into the virtual environment because it's just building. People are creating a market for it. But of course, if you're going to be in the race right now, probably after a year or two, you will seek benefits and you will be the frontiers for it. So people will recognize you for leading this segment. So that way, I would say, yeah, brands in Asia are definitely falling behind in terms of this. And about this. Sorry.
But if anyone sees this particular session or the recording of it at some point of time, definitely they would be motivated to explore this as an opportunity, because we see this as a huge opportunity where you can reach out to a customer at a very, very nominal cost. Though it looks like expensive, but the kind of reach that you can have to a specific customer and still take the brand much closer to them in a customized manner, that's a huge opportunity that we have. What you have shared with us right now.
It would be great to see people from this after this webinar to even go look into it and probably have your own platform. So that would be, I would say that this webinar would be a success in that way. And it's a huge, fashion industry, we know it's like a $3 trillion business. So we're talking $3 trillion in a physical space. So imagine there's another big market coming up for digital fashion, which is yet to be tapped. And that could be another $1 trillion industry. So there's quite a lot of room for other competitors to come inside and start their own brand over here.
And does it require somebody with fashion knowledge to come into this? Let's say if we are to outsource your organization, and I have ideas and say this is what I want. I'm any background in design, but I want to get into it, and I outsource, let's say, your organization or your team, and we develop something and put it across as a brand. Is it possible? Because today
that's something. Yes, please.
Today, when we look at it, many of the brands have been created by entrepreneurs who have just had an idea and they've outsourced a factory, and their idea is their brand name and the philosophy behind it and how their designs they want it to look. And they get it stitched from different places and they put the front of the store and put it across. But here you are giving an opportunity in the digital fashion world that if they come out with an idea and if they want to promote it, is that even possible is what my question is.
Well, I mean, you just answer yourself, as I would say. Like there are definitely two kinds of people: one who lead the industry, and second are the people who support the leaders. So today, if it's the person who comes up with the idea, he's going to look for supporters, and the second people, the supporters who know about the field, and they are the ones who are going to push the leader ahead. So it's just that whom do you collide with? Are you like the leader or are you the supporter? I think you answered your question yourself, sir. So, and you know more about this industry than I do. So definitely.
No, definitely not. We are still learning, and we still learn from what you have shared. In fact, you have given us lots of insights. We have Venkatram with us, from expert from the retail industry. He also represents the Southern India Retail Association of India, who is connected to all the retailers and the brands. And Shasan's Center of Excellence Retail is connected to different retail industries, apart from sharing very specific, knowledgeable, specialized insights to our own students. We are also sharing this session with other industry team members. So definitely these brands who want to do the photo shoots, more than doing it at a reduced price at a COVID time, to use different models whom we are not able to bring them to the country, and we can use an international model, or we can have an international setting and get a photo shoot done. So for various reasons, your session would definitely have been an insight, an eye-opener for many of them.
Definitely, yeah. Thank you, sir. And yes, hello, Venkatraman, sir. Pleased to know your introduction from.
Hi. Yeah, great to connect, Mr. Shubham. It was a wonderful presentation, a colorful presentation, which is compared to the international standards. So a good learning, and we will continue to learn, and we'll get in touch with you for more doubts and clear it. Yeah,
for sure, always there.
Any queries from any other students or industry members?
Sir, I have a doubt. Not actually a doubt. I've seen in Mintra app, like if we want to purchase a dress, I can see whether that dress fits me or not, whether it suits me or not. So what you're following is something the same technology, or is it different, sir?
Well, it is very similar. You have seen this technology is what you're talking about is called AR, augmented reality, and it's been there from like you would have used it probably on Snapchat, with the dog filter, and then moved on to Instagram with the lenses and all. So we're just going one step further by not just restricting your faces but also to your clothing. But it's something in terms of what Myntra is offering. It's something that's happening real time. But they don't give you proper fitted clothing, right? I mean, there will be some glitch, like how you see in your background right now. You see half your hair is cut and you see the background, right? So that's the kind of technology that we have today. It's not something that makes it look completely realistic. Somebody can easily tell that the background behind you, it's not real. So that's what Myntra has to offer today. But what we are offering and what we are working on is something that looks completely realistic and not able for the human eye to tell if it's real or virtual.
And just to add on, sir, I just completely believe like if India is going to hit 5 trillion, it's only with support of people like you and with the help of the technology.
That's a big
yeah, that's a way forward, and technology is going to play a major role. What we have seen last 18 months is just a start. That are way ahead to reach, in terms of retail and other sectors also.
Well, definitely, and I would love to be a part of it. Definitely, I don't know how big my contribution would be, but definitely love to be a part of that.
Definitely, sure.
Okay, participants, any questions from the students or from the retailers?
Ma'am, if you just give me a minute, I just want to add something what I feel.
Sure.
So, hearing from his session, sir, I think just one movie that comes into my mind is Ready Player One. I think if someone would have noticed, that is the entire 3D world movie where the player will be physically in the physical world, but he'll enter into the 3D realm, right? So I think this particular session completely takes me to that movie where they live with a 3D icon, 3D image of themselves, as well as they communicate with the entire other people in the world. And I think if I'm right, this session, what I have taken out from this session is something related to that. Am I right, sir?
Definitely. I mean, we are all moving to this Ready Player One, which we call it the Metaverse. So we are all like anything we do today, every step that we're taking. I mean, as of today, also we're like all creating a virtual layer of ourselves. Like we want to be a better version when it comes to our virtual self. Like whatever we post on Facebook or Instagram, we want to make sure that we look like a better version of our real self. And something that Ready Player One is, and the Metaverse, it's all about that.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So, ma'am, is that all, ma'am? Shall we wind up?
Yes, I think we are done with the questions from the participants.
Okay, great. It was great. I guess I'll just thank you for having me. And yeah, you can keep in touch through my website, on Instagram. You can follow me on Executive, and you can probably, if you have any questions, post this. You can always DM me over there.
We are going to create a brand with you. I think COER would also be keen to create a brand with you and take your support and roll it out as a pilot platform so that other retailers follow that. And we would just do it as an education purpose or an area to create awareness so that probably we can explore that as an option together.
Definitely, sir. I'm like here to follow your footsteps. So whatever you say, sir, like it sounds definitely a brilliant idea.
It will be a pleasure because we can use case we can create and we can show it out to all the retailers. Maybe they can follow suit and they can commercialize it and benefit out of it. And we would just do it so that it could be useful for the students who would want to be entrepreneurs, as well as entrepreneurs who are coming into the field to save cost, or to the retailers and the brands who are currently doing it in an exorbitant money spend, they can save that and also get the latest out of the world technology. And we never know how it moves forward, looking forward.
Sure.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, Shubham Jain, sir. And thank you, Balakrishnan, sir. And thank you, Venkatraman, sir, for joining us and all the participants. Let's conclude this with the official vote of thanks by Reshma.
Thank you all. I extend my most sincere thanks to the Almighty God for making this event a resounding success. I consider it a great privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of the principal, management, staff, and students of Sri Shankarrao Sundarbai Shazam Jain College for Women, I express my deep sense of gratitude to our speaker of the day, Mr. Sri Shubham Jain sir, founder Executive. Your enlightened speech must have answered many minds, sir. My sincere thanks to our college secretary, Sri Abhay Shrima Jain sir, our associate secretary, Dr. R. Ashok Kumar Mehta sir, our principal, Dr. S. Padmavati ma'am, our vice principal, Dr. S. Rukmani ma'am, our executive director, Mr. Balakrishnan sir. Thank you for your encouragement. I extend my gratitude to all the teaching and non-teaching staffs for their support. A special thanks to the technical team who has always been a support in facilitating the workshop. Thank you everyone, and I thank God for making this event a great success. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reshma. Thank you, Balakrishnan sir, for being there throughout the session and for giving us more inputs on this. And thank you, Shubham sir, for all the amazing new technology that you have shown us. It's really a opening session for us. So as Balakrishnan sir had said, we will definitely get in touch with you. We will create a brand with this new technology. Probably this is a beginning for our, especially retailers in Chennai, to adopt this and move further.
Sure. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.